Do not judge them. See, that's the enemies on the outside, we think. The same person who's been bugging you at work, the same boss who's been belittling you and not paying you enough, so we think. The same friend who's been talking bad about you behind your back. Oh Elohim, would you not judge them? For we are powerless against this great army that is coming against us, and we do not know what to do, but our eyes are upon you. And all Yehuda with their little ones, their wives and their children, stood before Elohim. They know they can't do it. The glory of Israel has gone down. They don't have the army nor the power to withstand the assault of these nations. So now they're just standing on the promise of Almighty Yah. And the Spirit of Yahweh came upon Yahaziel, son of Zechariah, son of Benaiah, and son of Yael, son of Mattaniah, a Levite, the son of Asaph, in the midst of the assembly. And he said, listen, all of Judah and all of Jerusalem. Do not fear, all you inhabitants of Jerusalem, and King Jehoshaphat. Thus said Yahweh unto you, do not fear nor be afraid. Because in their midst of standing in the temple, in their midst of praying for Almighty Yah, the armies were encamped all around them. And they had fear. That's that doubt. Do not fear nor be afraid of the face of this great army, for the battle is not yours to fight, but it is Elohim's. Again, he says, it is not for you to fight. Right? Who is Yeshua? The author and the finisher of what? Of our faith. So in that trouble, in that night that lasts too long, do not fear nor be afraid, for this night is not for you alone to fight. Why? Because, let's keep reading, we can position ourselves and stand still and look to the deliverance of Yahweh with you, O Israel, and do not be afraid nor fear. Go out and keep walking. Keep standing, for Yahweh is with you. If we can just hold on to that promise that He will never leave us, that despite all the fear that we feel, all the doubt that we see in ourselves, if we just hold on to that promise that He will never leave us, then we can make it through. If we can stand despite the doubt and the faltering, then deliverance is given. Because I watched a movie about war a month ago. It's called All Quiet on the Western Front. And if you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it because it shows the realities of war. How death can be random. No rhyme or reason on the battlefield. You could be talking to your friend beside you, and the next moment, they have a bullet going through their brain. They get crushed by a tank. They explode with a bomb. But those who survive did not give up. They doubted if they were going to make it through to the end, but they didn't go up there and just give up. Just like here with Israel, with us, if we believe all the way through that Yeshua and Almighty Yah is with us, then we have to stand all the way through. All the way through so that we can see like we sang about, that glorious day coming. In Luke chapter 18, Luke 18 verse 2. Here we go. Here is what it means to keep going despite doubting. Why, despite all the days and the months and the years that we felt our prayer, our request was not answered, was not heard, we're still praying. We're still requesting. We're still asking. Why? Because there's an example. Yeshua gave a parable precisely because of this. He saw that his children, his bride, was going to have some doubt, was going to wonder if the things that they believe will come to pass. In a certain city, there was a certain judge, not fearing Elohim nor regarding a man. And a widow was in that city, and she came to him, saying, "Do right to me on my adversary." And he would not for a while. Just like we believe sometimes, Maria would not hear our prayers. But afterwards he said within himself, "Even if I do not fear Elohim nor regard any man, yet because this widow troubles me, I shall do right to her, lest by her continual coming she wears me out." And the master said, "Hear what the unrighteous judge had said. Now shall Elohim not do right by all means to his own chosen ones, who are crying out day and night to him, and being patient over them? I say to you that he shall do right to them speedily. But when the Son of Adam comes, shall he find belief or faith on the earth?" See, that's it. That's the remnant. Yeshua saw that it was going to be a long time. He didn't know when. He didn't know the day or the hour. He knew that it was going to be a long time. So he said, Almighty Yahweh will answer your prayers. But after all this time, when I come back, will I still find belief on the earth? Now we see this every day. Less and less and less and less people are walking out, are walking away. Not just in America, not just in the Western world, but everywhere. Less and less people. So Yeshua here was prophesying that he knows Yeshua has answered our prayers, some of us. Some of us have gotten the cars we wanted to, the job we prayed for, the family we hoped for. Hallelujah. But yet, some still walked away. Now, Yeshua was comparing this judge who could not stand being worn out by the woman who kept asking for the same request. Now, some of us, like before with Job, are wondering, when is it going to end? And then some of us have gotten what we want, and then we wonder, was it from him? He answered our prayers, but yet Yeshua still asks, is that enough? Because I wonder if there will still be faith. If the Son of Adam, when he comes, shall he still find faith on the earth? That's where we, as the salt of the earth, as the few remnant, need to stand. Because this is the reason why the earth's still here today. Because he spared us that we can still say, I will keep standing despite everything. When we think sometimes when our prayers aren't answered, when we're looking for the external things, the things we physically see, the miracles we want to see and feel, we think that's what we need as proof that Almighty Yah is with us, that Almighty Yah still hears us. Right? We pray for a child to get healed. We hope to see the physical healing. We pray for a job. We hope to see a real physical job to come in. Money, something. Family, something. We hope to see a physical result. But have you ever looked to the comfort that the Spirit has given? When we felt lonely and Almighty Yah gives peace, things intangible, things that only we can know within ourselves. Do we give that glory to Almighty Yah? When He holds us in His arms, you know, that's like the sand on the, like the footprint on the sand. When He carried us and loved us, do we take that to be His proof that He's still with us? Or do we only seek physical evidence? Because we know faith is hope on things not seen, right? So how come so many of us won't believe until we see a physical change? When sometimes all we need to continue on in this life is the fruit of the spirits. Peace, love, joy, all these things. The intangible things. We can't just look at the things that are being given to the outside, see them prospering, but sometimes maybe we don't know that inside they're in a turmoil. The Almighty Yah has blessed us because they can see that despite all the trouble around them, you know, we might think in our heads, oh, they see me falling, they see me getting broke or losing this and losing that. They're going to think I'm not with the Father. But if you maintain the peace that the Father has given you, then they see even more. How can they stand in the midst of the storm? How can they go through the fire and still show up like gold? That's the proof of Almighty Yah. That's the hope unseen. You know, in Argentina, the number one job is psychologist. Most graduates of college become psychologists. Why? Because they know they're messed up in the head. It's also a trend here in the United States, in Europe. More and more people are becoming psychologists. You know, you hear it all the time. Mental health this, mental health that. The world has never been prosperous, so they say. Has never been more peaceful, so they say. Yet, you have psychologists left and right. Drugs for depression and anxiety left and right.